Hello, good people. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. Today we're bringing you Lockdown Burn, a deck that was played by Gulaws to a top 4 finish in the recent Format Library Championship Tournament. This is a prison-style deck, in that the goal of the deck is to get the game state to a point where your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I love this. I love everything about decks that like to play like this. It's awesome. And most people hate it, and that makes me even happier to play it against them. So we're just going to get into it really quick. We've got 3 Gravekeeper Spies as walls. We have 2 Big Shield Gardenas as walls. We have Morphing Jar, of course, going to be featured in just about any burn sort of strategy deck. Any deck, that wants to set their hand every turn. And, with 24 traps, we're probably going to be setting our hand every turn. We have 2 Toon Goblin Attack Force, which was just one of the wildest things. When watching this stream, it's like, we have access to Goblin Attack Force, so it would seem like Toon Goblin Attack Force would just always be outclassed in the format. Because Toon Goblin Attack Force can't attack the turn it's summoned. Well, Skill Drain turns that off, so you can attack with it the turn it was summoned. And you can search it with Toon Table of Contents and Reinforcement of the Army. So having Toon Goblin Attack Force rather than Goblin Attack Force gives you 3 cards that you can just thin out of your deck. And from there, you're just going to be drawing into like win condition burn cards or cards that are going to tell your opponent that they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's exactly what the deck wants to do. So this inclusion, I don't know if this is optimal, but this definitely had some thought behind it, and I'm a big fan of this. I'm going to have to order me some Toon Goblin Attack Forces tonight. That's going to happen. Of course, we have Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed. We already talked about Rotas. Rotas can get the Toon Goblin Attack Force. They can also get Big Shield Gardena, so they're not going to be dead even if you've seen both of your Toon Goblin Attack Forces. 1 Swords to stall the opponent. We've already talked about the Toon Tables. We have Ceasefire as a burn card. I guess we can talk about the other burn cards. We have 3 copies of Just Desserts, 3 copies of Secret Barrel, and 3 copies of Nightmare Wheel. It's a burn/stall card. Kind of fulfills both roles. We also have Ring of Destruction, of course. Ring of Destruction is Ring of Destruction. There are no level limit area Bs in this deck, but we do have 1 copy of Gravity Bind. And then we have 1 copy of Wall of Revealing Light as another stall option. We have 3 Fake Traps. Looking at this deck, obviously it hates MST. It hates not Solemn Judgment. It hates Heavy Storm. Even stops Breaker's Effect. Fake Trap is just going to be sitting here protecting all of your stall cards, and you're going to have more stall cards or Fake Traps than your opponent's going to have removal. Unless they're playing Jinzo or Royal Decree, as long as you draw average draws, you're probably going to outlast all that stuff and be able to set up a lock on the opponent and kill them through burn. We have 2 Ojama Trios. We're not as locked in on burn. We're kind of set up a lock first and then burn the opponent out instead. So we don't really need to max out on Ojama Trios. You're generally not ever going to want to draw doubles of these anyway. We have 3 copies of Skill Drain. Just, more lock pieces. So stop your opponent from attacking, stop your opponent from activating effects, stop your opponent from everything, and kill them. That's basically how this deck functions. So I love this. I love this main deck a lot. And then on the side, of course, we have Amazoness Archer for burn. We have Breaker, Trap Master, Double Snare, MST, all as outs to Royal Decree and Jinzo. Well, Jinzo doesn't get got by Trap Master, Breaker, or MST, but it does get got by Double Snare. We have Exiled Force, which is also good against Jinzo. We have Morphing Jar number 2, which might just be the most hilarious card I've ever seen against Reasoning Gate. 1 Mind Control, 2 Mystic Walks just to help with the burn strategy, 2 Wave Motion Cannon. I'm not exactly sure where this wants to come in. I would imagine against decks that are going to be slower and just sort of give you time to build up your card advantage. But I could see this actually just coming in most games because your opponent's Their spell and trap removal, like they're going to be bringing in more of it generally post board. So bringing in Wave Motion Cannon helps to just tax that even more. And if the opponent just ignores it, sometimes you can just get them in a position where they're dead. So like the Wave Motion Cannon inclusion. And then we just have one copy of 7 Tools, one copy of Magic Jammer. So that was a long deck profile part because I wanted to go over everything in this deck. I have not played much of this deck or burn really much at all. So I'm going to give it my best shot. We're probably only going to get one match in this video because this deck does take a while to win sometimes. So unfortunate, but yeah, let's get into the games. All right, we've got a match here. We did win Rock, Paper, Scissors. I forgot to switch it over to the main screen, so you didn't get to see me play Rock, Paper, Scissors. But Daddy Spank is our opponent. Good name. Let's just lead off on Big Shield Gardening here. And do we actually want to set anything? Probably, right? Let's just... I don't know. Like, I kind of want to play around Trap Dust Shoot, so... yeah, let's do that. I don't think we need to activate the swords here. If our opponent has Heavy Storm, they have Heavy Storm. We'll get it out of the way early. We can just Solemn Judgment that. And then, you know, all of our continuous traps and all of that are going to be live for the rest of the game. So it's not really that big of a deal, I don't think. Nobleman of Crossout. Yes, please. Declare Big Shield Gardena effect. Get out of here. Alright, so that's a good start. Oh, Ceasefire's pretty nice here. Let's just set Gravekeeper Spy. I don't know if I want to activate the Ceasefire right off. Yeah, there's no need to do that. If our opponent has like another Nobleman of Crossout, then we can activate Ceasefire. They're going to flip Spy. That's fine with me. Yep, set some more back row. This is fine. Tsukuyomi. Yeah, this is fine too. Oh, this Ceasefire and Just Desserts, these are about to go wild. Another Just Desserts, okay. I could Rhoda for another Gardena. I don't think I really need to go into Toon Goblin Attack Force. There's just no reason for that. Yeah. I'm down to Rhoda here. Just go grab another Big Shield Gardena. Just wall up. Set this other Just Desserts. So now, I mean, we've got a lot of burn already. What card did you take? Big Shield Gardena. Alright, I mean, if the opponent flips up the Spy, I don't really see why they would. Yeah, they're just gonna pass the turn. Ooh, Skill Drain. Skill Drain doesn't do a whole lot here. Unfortunately, our Just Desserts is kinda meh. We could force them to flip up Spy with the swords. That's an interesting idea. We get 15, 3,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 3,500. Oh my god. We almost have lethal, so yeah, let's flip up swords. Force them to go get another... okay, so they don't have another Spy in their deck. That's fine. I'm down to just be really stubborn here. The opponent eventually has to do something, right? I guess that something is wait until they draw Heavy Storm, but we have a Solemn for that. Ooh. Ooh, Ojama Trio. So I think we actually just flip Ceasefire now. And hit our opponent with the Ojama Trio. And that should do it. Yep, I got it. My bad. Okay. So we'll flip these with ceasefire. Oh, I thought you were giving up. Thought the opponent was giving the thumbs up for the ceasefire. Oh, we're gonna solemn judgment the ceasefire? 5, 6, 7. Sure. That's fine. Yeah, you got it. Let's set Ojama Trio. Pass the turn. Draw phase. We'll activate Ojama Trio. What do you think now, opponent? So they paid $35.50 to counter ceasefire, even though they were only going to take $3,500 from it. Interesting. Choices were made. Activate just desserts. Activate just desserts. Got him. Okay. Tsukuyomi, Spy, everything sort of... They said a lot of back row, but, you know, who knows how much of it's like actually real back row? Could definitely put in mind control here. I get the feeling our opponent's probably not going to be some sort of... Oh, they have Solemn Judgment, so I think 7 Tools of the Bandit is an easy include here. Now what to cut? Good God, I have no idea. We can definitely cut down on the Toon package, probably. Cut to Toon Table of Contents. We could just cut all of them, to be honest. I don't hate that, though. The opponent does know. I think Big Shield Gardener's probably still fine. Maybe we can cut swords. And just cut a Toon Goblin Attack Force. We have... Yeah, this is probably fine. I do not know if this is correct, but makes sense to me that we can sort of trim the fat a little bit for cards that we think are going to be good in the matchup specifically. Okay, love seeing a Solemn Judgment, as always. Big fan. Opponent just sets a monster and passes. Okay, so... I think we're just gonna, we're just gonna run it. Set all of these, just go ahead and Rhoda for Big Shield Gardna and set it. Seems fine. And then just make sure to flip up our Nightmare wheel here. Alright. Nightmare Wheel's gonna go through, at least for now. Alright, the opponent now has Heavy Storm. But we're rolled up over here. We got the Solemn Judgment. We know what's up. Unfortunately, we don't have a skill drain. What I would absolutely love to happen, is my opponent sets a monster. And then hopefully we draw another Nightmare Wheel. Ojama Trio is not ideal. But it's fine. Yeah, I think we're going to get Heavy Stormed here. Something tells me that's a Magician of Faith, but what do you do, I guess? Could just Rhoda for Toon Goblin, but nah, I don't think that's right. Let's just get another Big Shield Gardna. We're just going to sit here and wall up and hope it works out, and let's just activate Ojama Trio here. Go ahead and get the boys on the board, I guess. All right. So the opponent's monsters are all locked up right now. Let's see what they've got here. Yep, that is a Magician of Faith. Okay. Okay. Called it. Unfortunate, but we've got some Big Shield Gardeners to sit here. I don't think... Do I want to ring a Magician of Faith? I don't really think so. I'd rather just let our opponent's monster zones sit clogged up like they are. Opponent draws Graceful Charity, and they do have Sinister Serpent to pitch to it, so that's pretty good for them. Okay, we're pitching a Sangan. That makes sense to me. What else we got over there, opponent? They can't really do much. As far as monsters go, like, they could use Raigeki Break or something to clear their own stuff. I guess they could have Mystic Walk in their deck as well, of course. A lot of turbo decks are playing Mystic Walk. But I don't know. I'm fine with just sitting here. Like, the opponent can gain all the card advantage they want. You know, Heavy Storm's already gone. Solemn Judgment is fantastic. Trio's not doing me any good here, but I am going to set it because I want to protect the Solemn Judgment from a potential snipe here. I think it's fine. We're just going to sit here behind Big Shield Gardenas until the end of time. Our opponent can't really summon unless they find a way to clear these, and, you know, once they do, go pop with the Solemn Judgment. Big think over there. Nobleman of Crossout. On your own Night Assailant, you got it. Yeah, that's a way to open up things a little bit. See what they want to summon. Tsukuyomi. No, I'm not going to allow that one, I don't think. It doesn't... Yeah, they still don't have a light in the graveyard, so they can't just summon out a Chaos Monster here. Justice Earth is nice. Can we just draw 2 more of those in a row? We'll be alright if that's the case. I love the swords your own monster and extract them from your own deck. Opponent has to be very careful with what they put in this slot. But we'll see what they want to do with it. Book of Moon. Yeah, that's fine. They want a Heavy Storm again. That's perfectly fine with me. Though they might just get Graceful Charity, yeah, and try to get into BLS here. BLS is going to be a problem for sure, unless we can draw into, well, even like if we draw into a Skill Drain, the BLS is still good. Okay, Magical Merchant gets pitched, so maybe this is a control deck. Interesting to see Book of Moon still in the deck. I guess like it's just good with your own flip effect monsters, which is something. But I can't imagine my opponent would think it's good against my deck. Okay, yeah, I don't really care about Chaos Sorcerer too much. Yeah. I guess we are still going to lose our Gardenas here. If we can draw a Skill Drain, we'll be in business. We drew a Skill Drain. All right, we're in business. We'll see. The opponent could definitely draw into Ring or something at some point. That would be very bad for us, clearly. But Chaos Sorcerer is probably just going to attack. We'll flip Ring. Oh, we have Creature Swap. Yeah. Can't really beat the Creature Swap here, but I don't think I'm too worried about Creature Swap in the future here. Do we want to make any changes? I don't really think so, right? Everything seems fine, though I am kind of worried about Decree now, though our opponent saw like over half their deck and never saw a Decree. Do we want to hedge against that a little bit? I don't know. We didn't see anything that makes us think Decree. Like, the opponent didn't set a whole lot of cards, but like maybe drop Mind Control. I guess we could just drop the Toon package completely and bring in Breaker and Double Snare. And we'll just leave Trap Master behind, I guess. That's probably fine. Sure. Again, I am like, I am way lost when it comes to these decks with siding. But that stuff kind of makes sense to me. Good lord, if we can get a hit Solemn Judgment Ojama Trio off of this, please. 7 Tools Rhoda is not quite it. Though I think I will go ahead and Rhoda here. Just go ahead and get the Big Shield Gardna. Set that. Set skill drain. I don't really want to set a whole bunch. We'll just pass. Because, like, yes, almost all of these are chainable, but outside of Secret Barrel, none of them are really doing anything. I guess we could have set... Ooh. Well, that makes me want to set everything. Greed monster time? Yeah. Yeah, let's greed it up. Yep, decree is fine. Just gonna go ahead and MST it here. So the opponent did have decree, so bring it in. Ah, come on. Yeah. I guess I could have... Yeah, I should have waited to MST the decree. I should have just activated Secret Barrel first, and then MST'd the decree. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it'd be the same. So the opponent takes 1,200 here. We lose all of our cards, though, so... greedy play. Didn't pay off. If the opponent didn't have exactly Heavy Storm there, though, we were just going to go crazy. And in the game, and even still, like, our opponent's probably not going to set much, right? Well, now, unfortunately, they know about the Morphing Jar. That's kind of a risky play. Bringing in Mind Control, even though you know about Big Shield Gardna, we're still going to plus off of this Morphing Jar. If that's all they get to set, they're going to... Now they're going to knock it? Okay. Okay. Well, we're screwed. Essentially is what this is. We are dead. Okay. Now I got greedy. We knew, yeah, Pot of Greed. And Duo. Okay. Yep. Understood. Since it's a monster, we draw Nightmare Wheel. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to work. Probably not. Okay. Maybe. Alright. Ooh. Oh, can we steal this? Nightmare Wheel that one too? Any 6 turn clocks? Don't do it, opponent. Just let it happen. Kaiku is fine. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I'll set it. If the opponent wants to use removal on that, then that's fine. But it is unfortunate that they have this Kaiku here. Serpent, you got it. Yep, you take 800. Nice. Nice. Alright, let's set the big shield. Alright, we're winning this race. There's no way. Donk. Get that mind control out of here. Let's go, Big Shield Gardna. You want to take 800, opponent? That's dangerous. Snatch Steal. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We're still winning this race. I do... Oh, we did it. Let me gain 1,000 here. Oh my god, we did it. Okay. I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to make my opponent do something. There's a chance. There's no chance they have Royal Decree down, right? But I guess there's also no reason for me to just fire this off here, right? Because we're winning the race regardless. So we can just wait. I don't know. It just seems like the safest thing to do. I don't think it's necessarily slow rolling. I think it's correct. Any concessions? We got him. Greed Monster doesn't matter when you lock your opponent under 2 Nightmare Wills top decked in a row. Beautiful. I said we were only going to get one match because it was going to take a long time, but this only took like 20 minutes, and after editing, it's probably not going to be 20 minutes because there were some big things in this one. So, let's get another one. Screw it. All right, we've got another one. And we get to go first again. Beautiful. Let's see if our opponent gets to do very much. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You have the most fun opponent. What the fuck is this? All right. I mean, we drew our spies, I guess. Sure. Go ahead, opponent. I'm just going to set everything. It's going to be funny as hell when they attack into the spy and I don't get any of them. I wish I was good enough at math to just pull it out of my ass. You know how what the odds of drawing all 3 spies in your opening 6 are? Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome. Marked safe from Nobleman of Crossout. If we get rid of, please have 3. Okay, they've only got 2 in their deck. That's still incredibly funny. Yeah, no spies in deck, opponent. Yeah, you have a DD Warrior Lady. That's fine. Oh, Pot of Greed. And we can't draw into any dead Gravekeeper spies. Okay, Ojama Trio's good. Skill Drain also pretty good. Set and set. Fun fact, Skill Drain stops DD Warrior Lady. Because it does activate on the battlefield. Yeah, I'll activate it here. Screw it. That way they can't get rid of the Gravekeeper Spy. Opponent probably thinks we're just playing 2. They have no clue. There's another spy in hand. Say, set your pathetic trap card, Yugi. All right, let's set Gravekeeper Spy. I don't think I guess I can just flip up Ojama Trio for free, right? I guess I should have done that on our opponent's turn, because of potential torrential tribute. Yeah, okay, so I may have messed that one up there. Probably should have activated on our opponent's turn. But this is fine. We'll wait for our opponent to summon a monster, and then we will activate the Ojama Trio. Oh, they're gonna set a monster. That's fine too. We'll activate now. All right, go to our turn. Beautiful. Okay, so we could Rhoda for Toon Goblin Attack Force because we do have the skill drain, but I kind of just want to keep our opponent's field locked. I think we can just Rhoda for Big Shield Gardener here. Big Shield Gardener also very good under skill drain. Maybe this deck just needs to cut the Toon Goblins altogether. I don't know. This is like... like I said, I haven't played this deck a whole lot, so I don't want to pass, like too many judgments on it like that, but it feels like Big Shield Garden is really just kind of all you need. And you can just load up on more stuff. I don't know. Like another Gravity Bind or something. It opens up 5 slots. Maybe you play Cyberjar. Not really sure past that, but like... Our opponent's monsters are locked. Do we have creature swap? I mean, we'll just give him the face-up Gravekeeper Spy, I guess. This is fine. So we do go down to 3,700, so... But, I mean, we have Solemn Judgment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5. Secret Barrel's doing 2,000 right now, too. Oh, and there's a Ring of Destruction. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. We're doing a lot of damage already. But not quite enough. Doing about 2,000 with Secret Barrel. And we're looking at 1,500 with Ring of Destruction, so... One more Just Desserts, and Nightmare Wheel could just be enough to put him away. We have Fake Trap, too. Like, I mean... The opponent's going to have... they're going to have some problems. Are we going to attack? No. We just clicked Battle Phase. Okay, that's fine. Wall of Revealing Light. It's interesting. I think I'm just going to keep passing. There's no real reason for me to do anything. I think I'm in a commanding position here. The opponent can't attack. They can't summon anything. The Secret Barrel just keeps getting bigger. Like it's doing 2,400 now. All right, we're going to battle again. We're going to attack. That's another 500. Okay. Just chipping away a little at a time. Ooh. Okay. So now, let's see. Secret Barrel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does 2,400, which puts our opponent at 3,100. Ceasefire does 25, which puts our opponent at 600. So I think we wait one more turn so that Secret Barrel can do 200 more. So that one activation of Nightmare Will should kill here. Okay. We should have this game locked up. Of course, we do have solid... What? You should know this is Big Shield Guard. Okay. All right. Well, now you're big dead. You do take 1,100 here. You don't take 5,500, as much as I would like you to. I forgot to close my door, by the way. And the TV is actually getting quite loud. I doubt you can hear that through a dynamic microphone, but if you can, go Mavs. And if you all are partakers in the sports ball, you'll understand what that means. It does not change. Skill Drain. Does not change battle position. Skill Drain is a hell of a card. Alright, so now we're going to activate Secret Barrel. Sure. I mean, whatever. Target. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Yeah, it's 2,600. I'll activate Fake Trap. This lets me set Ring of Destruction and Ceasefire, both of which are lethal. Alright, Graceful Charity. Is there any real reason to do this? Yeah, I guess. Let's take account of sort of what our opponent has here. Dust Tornado with Creature Swap. Alright, let's just get rid of 2 Skill Drains, I guess. Set Big Shield Gardener. set ring, set ceasefire, and again, I'm just going to hold on to my burn cards. Because there's really no reason for me not to. Like, I don't think the opponent's going to be playing main deck Mystic Walk, and I'm giving them a chance to draw into it or something. If the opponent leaves after game 1 because they don't want to play against this, I understand, and we're going to call it there. Okay, we're going to hit the skill drain here. I'm going to just activate ceasefire in response. Okay. Didn't want any sort of funny business going on there. So we see creature swap, Dust Tornado. I would imagine if the opponent's playing Dust Tornado, we're probably not going to see Decree here. But, you know, again, could be famous last words. I think it's probably Goat Control. Though I didn't really see enough, but like main deck DD Warrior Lady, creature swap, Dust Tornado. I'm just going to bring in the wave motion cannons. Well, you know what? Let's just do this whole thing. Let's just cut the Toon package. And I guess we can bring in Trap Master instead of Double Snare because we don't know if there's going to be a Royal Decree, but there might be a Royal Decree. Call it a day. So we won't bring in Double Snare until we actually see Royal Decree. Though if it is Go Control, they could have Jinzo as well, though that's sort of... that's sort of faded out of style a little bit in the Go Control deck. Okay, I love seeing Fake Trap and Solemn Judgment and Gravekeeper Spy. Oh, yeah. Alright. Spy. And set, and set, and set, and set. And we'll keep the swords in hand, I guess. That's fine. Nobleman of Crossout. Do I want a Solemn Judgment here? I could. Nah, that just can't be right, right? Unfortunately, we didn't draw 3 spies. That's awesome. We won a game that we just drew 3 spies in our opening hand. That's pretty fantastic. That just occurred to me that we did that. All right, I'm going to take 1,000 here. I don't want to use Nightmare Wheel on a Sangan. I'd rather use it on like a face-down monster. Or something that's going to pressure me a little bit more. Okay, now the opponent's setting cards. Alright, Big Shield Garden is pretty nice here. We do have Skill Drain to go along with it too, so that, yeah. You love to see that. Draw another knock opponent. Or have Mind Control. One of those two, please. Hell, I'd even let you play Change of Heart here. If you have Change of Heart in your deck, you know, be my guest. Target this Big Shield Garden. I just want value, and then I can flip Skill Drain. Okay, opponent sets a monster. Metamorphosis is fine. Kuhb. Neat. No. No Thousand Eyes Restrict activation for you. No Royal Decree activation for you. Get it all out of here. Alright, so we did see Decree, though. So that means we can bring in Double Snare if we make it to a game 3 here. Sick. I guess Ojama Trio is not the best against the Metamorphosis deck, but also kind of who cares. Just going to flip Ojama Trio here. Okay, cool. Lock up the monster zone. I still don't feel like I need to activate Nightmare Wheel here. Like, maybe I do just want to start getting the damage flowing. But yeah, I mean, our opponent could definitely have Cards to tribute for? Oh, yeah. Sure. Skill Drain is on the battlefield first. Jinzo does not negate Skill Drain. At least our opponent knows that. Okay. Pretty cool. Wall of Revealing Light feels awful. I know I talked about... yeah, I'm just not activating the Nightmare Wheel, but like how many other tributes could they have? They could have several, right? I'll just pass the turn here. This is fine. We are at 3,000, so I guess we do have to be careful somewhat, but the Jinzo Royal Decree deck. Let's see if we can manage to take this down. I don't know. Do I want a Nightmare Wheel? We do just start chipping the opponent. Obviously, like by itself, it's not really that big of a clock, but yeah, I'm gonna activate it. Target Jinzo. I guess I could have done this on my draw phase, but okay. Set Ring of Destruction for sure. Though we do need to be careful with it. This fake trap is really taxed here. Okay. This is fine. Jinzo can't attack. We're going to sack Sangan for Zaborg. Okay. I think I have to... Oh, yeah, my bad. I have a goat. Jinzo can't attack. Ring of Destruction, the Zaborg. Now, if this token dies, we lose. So, not in the best of positions here, but we do have swords. And hopefully, you know, the opponent is at 4,900, so... We'll see. I would have loved to have kept my Big Shield Gardna. Unfortunately, Creature Swap's pretty decent against that card, it turns out. Wave Motion Cannon. Okay. I guess that is pretty good with swords here, right? Play Wave Motion Cannon, play swords, go ahead. Oh, I guess, no! Okay, yeah. I guess our opponent will kill us there. Okay, so we probably want Exiled Force. We probably want Double Snare. What else do we really have to cut? I think Wave Motion Cannon is still fine. Swords is probably still fine. Maybe Ojama Trio is not the best. Cut an Ojama Trio. We could cut a Spy. Gravity Bind, I guess, still fine. Maybe we just cut Wall. Sure. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the best at siding with this type of strategy. Oh boy. Oh yeah. We are in set. I don't think I need to set Double Snare. I don't really want to set Breaker either, because I don't want our opponent to snatch, steal it, and kill our Solemn Judgment. But I also don't want to run into Delinquent Duo. Let's just set the Double Snare. It's fine. I'm going to activate Ojama Trio on their draw anyway. Heavy Storm. These are chainable, but I'll be greedy again. I'm going to activate Solemn Judgment, and I'm going to try to get the Secret Barrel and the Just Desserts to get a little bigger. See if that really works out. Yeah, Graceful Charity's fine. Sinister Serpent to go with it as well. Pretty good. What else we got over there? Zaborg, yep. Set Monster's fine. Alright, Gravekeeper Spy's pretty good. Now we have to play the game, though, of Is It Royal Decree? And I think the safest way to combat that is just summon Breaker here. I'm not going to attack over anything. But if that's a Decree, I want it gone. It's MST. Okay. We'll activate Just Desserts here. We get 2,000 out of the Just Desserts. That's fine. Rather than attacking the Theojamas here, though, I will just go ahead and pass. We'll grow the Secret Barrel. And, of course, we can set the Gravekeeper Spy. And then maybe we can start getting aggressive at some point, potentially. Yeah, Magician of Faith, pretty good. Though Heavy Storm isn't its best that it could be, but, man, we're not in a great position. 3, 4, 9, 10. So, I mean, the Secret Barrel's still going to do 2,000. Okay, so we'll get rid of these. It's unfortunate, but we get another 1,300 from the Breaker. We put our opponent at 2,700. So this is certainly winnable. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, obviously, because we've lost just about everything. And our opponent still has a full grip. But we did it last match. I mean, our opponent heavied us, got rid of our Morphing Jar, and just kind of cleaned house, and we got there. Jinzo. Well, you know, we're not going to beat a Jinzo now. Sorry. Did my best. We don't have the skill drain negating the Jinzo at this point. Rhoda gets big shield, but I mean, I guess we're going to get it, right? Oh. Let's just get Exiled Force, actually. Forgot about that one. Okay, let's clear the Jinzo. We are at 3,200, so... But we do have Spy to help back up here. The opponent hasn't shown a knock yet, though. So I'm not sure if we can really count on the Spy too much. Okay, Pot of Greed's a good way to start to get back into it. Can we just draw the last 2 Just Desserts? Fake Trap. Another Spy. And we've drawn a lot of Spies this match. That's fine. Am I supposed to side out Fake Trap? I don't think I'm still supposed to. No, I think we're supposed to leave in the Fake Traps as well. Especially with the opponent showing Dust Tornado. Game 1. I don't think we're supposed to side it out, even though we see Decree and Jinzo. And, you know, obviously Fake Trap is not great against Jinzo or Royal Decree, but the opponent, you know, does still have MST. They're going to still have their Heavy Storm. And we saw Dust Tornado, so probably still correct to keep in the Fake Traps. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's the knock. Maybe you could go back to the play where I solemned And I could have kept a Solemn around. No, I wouldn't have kept the Solemn around. So I would have more life points, but I wouldn't have really any more card advantage or anything. Oh, discarded DD Warrior Lady. Okay, so we have a Kaiku. Alright, that makes sense then. I think the opponent can probably infer that this is a spy in our hand. Though we'll see if it really matters. Alright, ceasefire's a start. We'll set the spy, set the ceasefire, and, you know, don't have super high hopes for this game, but, you know, this was a fun match regardless. We weren't able to completely tell our opponent no, unfortunately, but, you know. Oh, we have a creature swap? Okay. Understood. You got it, opponent. GG's. All of that, but yeah, that's going to be Lockdown Burn. This match took a bit longer than the first one, but yeah, weren't able to get the match here in this one, but I mean, our opponent hit us with what? Double Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm. They had Jinzo, Royal Decree going on. Creature Swap did some pretty good stuff here. I'm not really sure if there was much else we could have done here. Oh yeah, I mean the opponent was just loaded here. But yeah, that's going to be the video. Hope I did this deck some justice. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back with the next one, and I've got some stuff brewing on the side. Might be some cool new content coming soon, so see y'all for that then.